Hey everyone, and welcome back to XRP Insider. And now the crypto market has dropped like a rock today, leaving you to wonder what's going on with your investments. I get it, trust me. It can be very painful to look at those red numbers. But here's the thing. I'm going to explain in detail what's going on and why this big drop happened. Even more seriously, should you be scared right now? Is this a sign that things are going to get even worse? Did the market reach its peak before we knew it? I'm going to tell you the truth. Really excited about what's going to happen next, even though things are so crazy right now. It's still going on in the market. Not even close. Here's something interesting though. As of right now, one of my favorite chart experts told me that what we're seeing with XRP is just a normal shakeout. In all honesty, things like this happen all the time in crypto. In fact, it would be strange if these big changes didn't happen. I will give you the numbers. In the past 24 hours, XRP has lost about 6.25% of its value. It is now worth $2.75 as I write this. It got as low as $2.74. It's not clear where it will be when you watch this video. That's the world of crypto. Could things get a little worse before they get better? Of course. But does that mean the party is over and we're all gonna die? Not a chance. I want to be very clear about this. You can't think I have a crystal ball while I'm sitting here. When it comes to markets, I never say something for sure, because let's face it, no one knows for sure what will happen next. I'm just telling you what I believe. And this is why I'm still sure. Every market movie I've made lately has gone into a lot of detail, not just about XRP, though we do love talking about XRP, but also about the market as a whole. I still see one thing through everything I see. It looks like that last big run to the top is on its way. Even though the price dropped today, that math hasn't changed at all. Let us talk about Bitcoin for a moment. Even worse, it took a huge hit and fell all the way to $19,000. It's worth $19,349 right now. But this is what really shows. When you put the XRP chart and the Bitcoin chart next to each other, they look almost the same. This tells us very important things. A deep level, there is nothing wrong with XRP. It's not broken. It's not working. Everything that has to do with risk is getting hit. Look at this. Watcher Guru just dropped some numbers that will blow your mind. He said that in just 24 hours, almost $170 billion was taken away from the value of all cryptocurrencies. That's crazy, right? The overall value of the market is now $3.64 trillion as I write this. But wait, I have something to say that might help you feel better. Do you remember where we were before the November election last year? It was worth $2.2 trillion to buy and sell all crypto. We're still at $3.64 trillion today, even after this huge drop. That is still a huge increase. This is just crypto being crypto. Things are unstable, dramatic, and to be honest, pretty normal for this place. Yes, there was a big drop. Also, my net worth went down today. But what do you know? It doesn't bother me. This is why. I had no plans to sell today anyway. I'm not selling until prices go through the roof. And that's how I think. Even if I'm totally wrong about where this market cycle is going, which is always possible, it doesn't matter. The top is already there. My approach hasn't changed at all. Do not anything at all. That's why it's important to have a plan and follow it, even in a crazy market like crypto. Below is my plan, which I hope will work for you too. I am going to hold on to the same amount of cryptocurrency I have now. But here's the catch. Prices might make me want to buy more if they drop too far. After that, I'll just relax and wait for the next market rise, which could take years. When it does, I'll be rich. That's exactly what you need to do to win this game, people. You have to come to terms with this truth. Pay attention to what you can control. Take a look. It's impossible to know when the market will absolutely burst to the upside or when it will crash. But what do you know? You have the power to decide if you are exposed to this type of assets or not. For the same reason, living in fear makes no sense since crypto keeps going up over time. So, even if I'm totally wrong, which is always possible, what does it matter if the market has already reached its peak and a big drop is on the way? We'll look at what went wrong, figure out what we missed, and move on from there. But to be honest, I don't think that's even slightly likely. I'm gonna keep talking about this a lot in my movies until I learn something new. Too many patterns from the past are happening, again and again, and too many signs are pointing up. Right now, the fear doesn't make sense. We're still getting news stories like this one from Yahoo Finance, though. Today, the Dow S&P 500 and NASDAQ all fell for the third day in a row, just like the rest of Wall Street. Let's look into what went wrong, because a lot of things got hit hard, not just crypto. Of course, traditional banking also took a hit. It all comes down to how the markets are responding to economic news that is better than the market expected. I know that sounds completely wrong, but bear with me. The number of jobless claims was lower than expected, and the growth of GDP was sharply higher than predicted. Isn't that great news? Okay, right? But here's where the story goes wrong. There is a lower chance that the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates when the economy seems too strong. In fact, that's what scared the markets today. There was a rate cut not long ago, and it was thought that there would be at least 2 more this year. But this kind of data calls that whole story into question, and markets don't like doubt. Here's what took place. Investors are counting on several rate cuts this year, hoping that the economy will get better. Strong economic figures put an end to that story right away. The rates on bonds went up, which made everything more difficult. It could be tech stocks, Bitcoin, XRP, or something else. Big tech led the sell-off in non-tech markets. But from a percentage point of view, crypto had it even worse. Now, here's the deal. Things that are risky always get hit the hardest when people lose hope that rates will be lowered. That's how it works. That's the only thing going on here, folks. That there is nothing really wrong with XRP. Things that make XRP work have never been better than they are now. But crypto is the most risky currency, which is why XRP fell today. Cryptocurrencies are also generally more volatile and less safe than traditional assets. That's why the swings are always more exciting. When the selling starts, things really get bad very quickly. Oh my goodness, Batman. That is exactly what we saw today. But this should help you see things more clearly. The chart expert 𝗙𝗶𝗶𝗹 put this up at 3:24 p.m. just a few hours ago. Also, guess what? He doesn't care at all, and neither do I. This is what he said. It's time to zoom out and see where we are in the bigger picture so that you don't get lost in the smaller ones. That means charts for the short run and unnecessary panic.